there. Thanks for tuning in again. Today I want to talk a little bit about all those Facebook groups. You know, emotional eating is not a disease, it's a mental state. And although a lot of people like to call it a disease, but it's absolutely not. So there are a lot of Facebook groups where people like to gather. And these Facebook groups have fantastic, tantalizing, interesting, intriguing names. And when you join a group like that, and it's staggering how many people, mostly women, are in one of those groups, in the thousands. And I just wonder, okay, you're in that group, and I look in those groups, not because I'm an emotional eater, but because I want to find out what are the keywords, what are people talking about it. I would like to offer my help. So a lot of people in those groups don't post at all, don't comment at all, probably just watching, looking, I don't know. And those who post, they're usually venting, and the comments on those posts are venting as well, how miserable they are and what they have been doing that doesn't work, etc., etc., etc. And it's just actually one big pool of miserable people, mostly women. And I go like, wow, I'm so sad about that. Why don't you step up to the plate? I mean, let's face the bitter truth, as I like to call it. All of your emotional eating disorder habits can be traced back to your dysfunctional childhood upbringing. You can research that online, and if you do enough research, you will discover that, yep, indeed, that's what it is. The first 7 years of your life determine the outcome for the rest of your life, unless you come to the point where you cannot take it anymore. And that's usually around the age of, well, for some people 18, 20, other people a little bit later. But there comes a point, hopefully, that you say like, I'm just so fed up with this life that I'm living, I've got to change it. Other people love to waddle in their own misery because it gets them the attention they crave, the attention that they never got as a child. So by creating diseases, which is what I did in my childhood and in my teenage years, or by emotional eating, getting overweight, getting fat, getting obese, depressed. That's another way of getting the attention that you crave. Not my invention. Just do your research, psychological, psychiatry, they all talk about that. I'm just bringing it on a very simple level to you. So, all the challenges that you had in your early childhood, and trust me, about 85% or so, or even higher, of every family, 85% of the family is dysfunctional in some sort of way. Some worse, some less. And most people are not really happy about the way they were raised, but we all succumbed, we all surrendered, we all accepted it because somehow we found a way to survive. And now as adults, we either cannot take the pressure of the challenges of our childhood anymore, the obesity and the anxiety and everything else, or we just continue to go and be miserable and crave and get the attention. So in those groups, and here's my point that I want to get at, in these groups, there are so many women, mostly women, whining about their circumstances, about the diets, about the overweight, about being depressed, being anxious, whatever else they have. And I've hardly seen anybody offer some real constructive support or see anything of this is how you break through it. The majority is complaining and whining about their medications that they are put on by their doctor, their psychologist, some psychiatrist. Never a counselor, because they don't have the authority to do that. You've got to be a doctor or I don't even know if you can be a psychologist. I don't think so. You have to be a psychiatrist to put people on medication, to prescribe drugs. But doctors usually prescribe, GPs usually prescribe drugs on recommendation of counselors or psychologists. So these women are just accepting their fate. That's what it is. They are accepting their fate, the state that they're in. They don't go any further. And I've got to tell you that unfortunately, you really got to do some research. You really got to do some digging. If you cannot take it anymore, it's just not running to the doctor and immediately asking for antidepressants or whatever kind of pills that will probably, for the short term, make you feel better. And then you feel better, and then you want more, and you want it more, and you want more. And before you know it, you're totally hooked. And you accept that as normal. This is not normal. This is not normal. What is normal is that you face the fact that you have challenges in your life and you do everything you can to search for a solution. And perhaps you need a counselor to direct you a little bit to where you need to go, but that doesn't, and I don't have the highest respect for counselors because it's all talk, and where do you get nowhere? They don't go to the root cause. And so they listen to the problems, the challenges, and refer you back to the doctor who prescribes drugs instead of referring you to a hypnotherapist like me, who takes you to the root cause, takes you back to your childhood. You cannot relive it. You have lived it. Don't worry about it. You never feel the pain. You understand, meaning you stand under whatever took place in your childhood, nice or not nice. Usually not nice the way you would like to have it been. Can we change that? No. It is what it is. However, what a hypnotherapist, a good hypnotherapist, a specialized expert hypnotherapist can do is help you change your meaning to your response to that event. Because whatever happened, but it's your reaction, your response to that, what happened? That's what I can help you change to get a totally different perspective of what took place. No, the event will always be there. However, change your perception, change your view of that event. And instead of continually looking back, because that's what the majority of all of these people are doing, and they probably don't know any better, unfortunately. Stop looking back and say like, that was then, this is now. I have the power to change my thoughts, to change my beliefs about myself. I have the power to change my habits. I have the power to change my self-talk. I can talk myself down. Oh, I'm such a loser. Nothing ever works for me. I'm just done with this life. I think I'm just going to step out of this life. You can say like, okay, I had a rough childhood. I am still standing. I am going to make the very best of it. I am a winner. I'm a success. I'm magnificent. I'm a genius. I'm loving, lovable, kind, friendly, inquisitive. Write down everything that you want to hear about yourself that you would have liked to have heard from your parents. And even if your parents are still alive, they are never going to say that. But here's the kicker. Your mind does not know the difference between who's saying it, whether it's your parents, whether it's you. Yeah, that's the genius stuff. So say it to yourself. I do every morning. I wasn't raised like this, the way I am. Are you kidding me? But I changed my life at a certain point because I go like, I got to change my life. I got to change my life and I can change my life. And I did change my life. And people always say like, oh, I want what you've got. And I said, what is that? You're so full of life. You're so happy. You're so energized. That, my friend, is the way life is supposed to be. I made the choice. Do I have dip thoughts? Yes, of course. Do I goof? Yes, of course. But what do? Out of it. Immediately. And sometimes my mind has a habit of going back and I go like, no, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no, no. Not going that way. Change the direction of my thoughts immediately. Change it. Go do something else. I don't care what. I go vacuum, iron, take a walk, attend to the flowers or whatever, do the dishes. Change whatever I was doing where that negative thought slipped in. You cannot avoid that. But what you can do is change your reaction, or rather, nowadays, response. Reaction is when you then don't have logic. A child reacts like an animal reacts. Humans who can think respond. Stop and think. Something happens. Stop and think. Of course, the majority still reacts like an animal, but that's fine. But if you understand the difference between responding and reacting within a very short period of time, you will start to respond versus react. So these Facebook groups basically don't get you anywhere. It's like birds of a feather flock together. Shared misery always makes you feel better. I'm not the only one who is deep in the doo-doo, right? There are so many more who are in the same predicament. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it to stop it, to change it around and go like, no more? Choice is yours. If you like to hear more, contact me, direct message me. We can talk. 15 minutes free consultation. Let's talk. Let me help you. because the life you're living now probably is laced with misery. It's not necessary. It's not at all necessary. I don't have it. I'm no different than you. I just took action. I created a different life for myself, and I'm oh so thrilled and happy every day. Does everything always go right? No. Just how long do I dwell in the misery? How much do I look back to what might have been? I don't. Not anymore. That's the past. I cannot change it. I have only the now, and I have the future. And I don't know what's going to take place in the future. The only thing that I know is when I am positive, thinking, doing, I'm going to have I'm going to have a bright future. And that's what I desire. That's what I choose. And I choose it for you as well. Provided that's what you want as well. So, contact me. Disclaimer again, everything that you heard from me is a compilation of my trainings with my fantastic mentors. If you like it, great. Press the like button. I really appreciate that. If you don't like it, that's perfect. That's okay. I'm just surprised that you stay with the end then. Thank you. If you want to pass it on to somebody who you feel could benefit from my content, please do. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I appreciate you. Till next time, take care. And stay out of those Facebook groups. Take action, because those Facebook groups are not going to give you the result you actually are looking for.